A uniform, it's not just something you wear, it is a responsibility.
National record Qatar.
Discipline is everything. Preparation is non-negotiable.
In aviation and in sport, excellence is not optional. There is no space for shortcuts.
You don't react late, you don't guess, you execute.
Since I was a child, just like any other child, aircrafts fascinates me, aviation in general. So I had this thought and this little dream to become a pilot.
On my first trip on board an aircraft, I looked to the left when I entered the aircraft and I saw the cockpit. And I was fascinated by the cockpit. I wanted to be there, I wanted to try it. So it became my dream.
As being an athlete since I was young, we've been always attached to the airplane. I was always flying to training camps, to competition, to participate in. We used to fly so many times in the airplane, different destinations. I will say I was jet-lagged since I was a kid.
I remember when I was in high school, I was 17 years old. My sister, Hitfa, came back from Qatar Aeronautical College and she showed me a video of her flying. My mom was standing next to me. I looked at her and I told her I want to become a pilot.
Actually, it was my dad. He gave me the choice between tennis and squash, and I decided tennis. I had no idea what's the difference at that time, but I ended up playing tennis all my life until the age of 20, representing Qatar national team in many competitions locally, in the GCC, Arab Championship, and worldwide as well.
I was introduced to horse riding by my mother when I was 13 years old. And from that moment, I knew that I wanted to become something big in the sport.
Around when I was 10 years old, back in days, I was playing football in school in one of the tournaments, school tournaments. And one guy approaches me after the day and he told me, look, have you tried ever to do some running races? I was like, no, never. And then it was, I remember, a 3-kilometer race, cross country, for under 11 or 10 years old back in days. And I remember I won that race, and I've never expected that race would be a changeover to me, that moving from football to athletics.
I remember the first sport I joined was basketball. I played for around a month. And then when I started to be comfortable with basketball, my father came and told me that there is a new sport, it's fencing in Qatar. Would you like to try it? Of course, I said, why not? I like to try things. So when I joined fencing and I hold the sword and I played my first game, I felt something different.
After age of 20, I stopped because of the education part, because of the college. But then when I took my kid, my first son, to play tennis, I started to feel the game again, so I decided to come back to start playing. And luckily at the same time, the paddle was introduced into the country and it was booming worldwide. So I decided, since it's an easy transition from tennis to paddle, I decided to try it out and started to like it. And I was one of the main players, let's say, in Qatar since then, representing Qatar national team for the second chance.
I've competed in a GCC level. I've won gold medal in 800 meter in GCC. I have won Arab Championship twice under 19. And one of my biggest achievements so far is 2012 in Barcelona, World Junior Championship under 19 years old. I've made it all the way to the semi-final.
I was struggling to maintain my busy schedule with my training in paddle, since it requires to be with the team to train with them. So I decided to quit paddle. It was a very tough decision. Actually, one of the toughest decisions I've ever made. But I substituted with freediving.
He's a pilot.
Yep.
He's a pilot.
Professional
Wow.
pilot.
National record Qatar.
So aviation and sport share the same values. Often people tell me that they are two different worlds, but to me, they are exactly the same. Because both sport and aviation, you have to prepare for them. And you have to be resilient. You have to know how to bounce back. In case you face a challenge, you have to know how to overcome this challenge.
Fencing will teach you how to be patient, how to control yourself, control your anger, or how to plan ahead, how to react in time. For fencing, you always have to be prepared for, let's say, worst case scenario, but in fencing we say all case scenario. For all cases you have to be prepared. And the same goes for aviation. When you are a pilot or captain, you have to be prepared in case of anything happening.
Technicality is something that I like. It's very similar to my job being a pilot. We're very technical, we're very procedural, and there is very little room for mistakes. Freediving is exactly the same. You need to plan your dive ahead. You need to be fully focused. You need to have plan B in case something goes wrong. Then you need to take the decision, and this decision has to be done in a split of a second.
When you are in the zone, I remember when the referee holding the gun and says, "On your marks," the moment is just silent. And at the same time, when the door of the cockpit is closed and the serial flight deck started from there, here, you start running on the race, you don't hear anyone except yourself and talking to yourself and do exactly what you were being training for all these years. In the flight deck, it's the moment where you start focusing, recapping everything through your mind, and be ahead of the game.
For a captain, we call it problem solving and decision making. So also in fencing, you have to take the decision, what will you do? And in the correct time. When you take the decision in fencing to attack or to defense or to wait, the same you do in flying by waiting for the correct time to take the action or to decide what will you do, taking into consideration all the aspects required.
I believe knowledge is very important in everything, not only in aviation, but also in sports. And that's one of the areas where I find similarity between sports and aviation. There is a famous triangle that we usually refer to in order to visualize the importance of knowledge.
Knowledge, skills, and attitude. And the foundation of all that, it's attitude.
So if you have the knowledge, you have the correct attitude, you train and gain your skills, definitely you want to get the results that you look for.
When I win a competition or have a successful flight, I feel the same way. I feel very proud of myself that I'm doing something for my country and giving back to my country and also to my mother.
So I remember the day of my family came to Qatar Airways. They informed them, your son being accepted and to join the cadet pilot program. My dad and my mom were very happy. My dad didn't believe it because he knew that my move was to go to study abroad and to continue and so on. And unfortunately, I lost my dad when I was 19 at 2015, and he didn't have a chance to see me probably as professional pilot today, but I'm sure he's proud.
I've always found myself carrying my country flag somewhere on my chest or flying it in the sky. And then when I was playing tennis, I was representing Qatar, and when I was playing paddle, I was representing Qatar. And being a pilot, I'm flying the Qatar flag with a Qatar logo written on the plane everywhere I go. So Qatar, the name has been always with me, carrying it wherever I go. Wearing the uniform, it definitely represents my country. It represents what I do.
And when you put that uniform and you're going for a flight, you bear in mind that you're representing everyone and not just yourself.
Because you are representing your country, your people, your family, and you have to be responsible, and people will look at you and will follow you.
So my performance every day, I always aim to be on my top as much as I can, always, every day. You have to be accountable for your professionalism on the track and outside the track.